Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I got plenty of sleep. It was nice and cold in my house, so I slept extra well overnight. Where in the world are we? We are at Hurl L2 Faithful Dream Station. If I remember correctly, we have a Cutlass Black loaded with some of our refined stuff that's ready to be taken and sold. I came off stream. I checked the job, it was done. And I loaded it in the back of the Drake Cutlass Black. I have my first cup of coffee sitting here. Almost always pad 4. With the smaller ships, you get the pads. And for whatever reason, I'm guessing pad 1, 2, 3, 4 are the ones that I often get. I did check on the way in to see if there was a patch in PTU, and there's not. It's still over in Evo Cotty. But I still am very leery about leaving stuff. Oh, I'm choking to death. I keep forgetting that I'm spawning without a helmet these days. You notice that little bit knocked my health down a good bit. And we see the cargo has indeed loaded into the Drake Black. Do I not have a med pin loaded? And I just did that because I don't want to see that thing on my screen the rest of the time. That's annoying. That's annoying.
Welcome aboard your Drake interplanetary craft. Your systems are online.
You are clear to launch.
Let's get these joysticks onto my desk.
Launch complete. Landing gear up.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Quantum drive is now on.
Hopefully everybody's doing well today. My name is Ed Wired. I usually stream in the morning, East Coast time, subject to change. Check in the notes for this video. This is live. If you're watching live, I'll post to the stream. There is both a link to join my org if you want to do some multiplayer gameplay, and you're usually online this time of day, as well as a link for my organization, which is a casual role play organization. Find Hurston, Lorville. And the shape of the icons is how you know that first one, the round ones, are planets. And then the major landing areas have like, sort of looks like a home plate in baseball icon. So even if you don't open your Moby map and set your route, sometimes you can just figure out, point your ship, have your drive spooled, and take off. So it's another day on Lorville.
Quantum drive is now off.
You know, the spaceport, TZ spaceport is over here.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Landing gear down. Automated landing. Landing complete.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
All right.
Hydrogen fuel. Engines offline.
Not the greatest landing, but you know, hey, I'm not even through my coffee yet, so I don't really care, to be honest with you. As long as I didn't blow up too much damage to my ship, that's fine. I mean, I don't use auto land all of the time, but if I have cargo, or if I seem like I'm kind of messed up, then yeah, I'll quickly tap in and auto land. Hey, jet airliners have technology today that flies them down within, you know, threshold of the runway, and can even land the plane on some planes. So, you know, and you got to think in the future they'll have computers that can land the plane. Now on a Drake, no tullet, maybe not so much, but okay. So here we are. Let's get to where we can sell our ore. Now I know I had room in that Caterpillar for more, but I don't like leaving refined loads sitting around, subject to getting lost to an incoming patch. So this was my first order of business. In fact, it's one of the reasons why I went offline and played and got it loaded in the Cutlass Black last night. So I wanted to be ready.
Be considerate to your fellow travelers. Do not block doors.
But we'll get back to the space station. We'll do some more mining. Get some more loads queued up. Well, we're going to check the refinery capacity, because I did run into the refinery being completely busy and not letting me start new jobs. So we'll check that before we go. If we need to, we'll move to a different refinery.
Next stop, Central Station.
I did learn something interesting. I was watching Captain Burke's last night. He had a guy named Virgil on, and Virgil's the head of a large organization that would do things like rob miners, and they were commenting on how to avoid them, and part of their comments kind of validated the strategy of mining in the Arron belt from the space station I'm currently using as a means of avoidance and being difficult to detect. So, as a solo miner, right? You know, I'm totally defensive when I'm out there, and kind of want to do low risk things.
Now arriving, Central Station. Please watch your step when disembarking the train.
I could see from watching the global chat on this server that there might be some people on this server who like relieving other players of their ships and their cargo. So that's always one of the reasons why you don't have to leave global chat up all the time, but it's good to get a feel for what's going on your server. I have to wonder when the server meshing is there and there's more than 50 players on, you know, in the universe. Global chat, you know, maybe you need filters to say just show me the people that are on Hurston, just show me the people that are in Stanton. Actually, that's true. They say there's no communication between universes, so it would be just people in your system. But even then, there could be way too many people. Okay, here's our shipping and trading hub terminal. So we'll say we want to sell from Cutlass Black. Diamonds are forever, forever. Golden shimmering something. There was a James Bond movie, Diamonds Are Forever, and Shirley Bassey sang the theme song, and that was my poor memory trying to remember it. And this makes no sense. You're in here actively trading, and it times out on you. It's like, please. And then it does this garbage. Star Citizen is an alpha game. Make sure you can put up with this before you decide to spend any money on backing it. Having said that, this is the only game I'm interested in playing. I have backed it to a substantial amount, and I sort of agree with some of the comments that the developers are really good at creating content. The game looks pretty good. It can work pretty good at times. Amazon Web Services obviously has good. What are we at? 719. Okay. Amazon Web Services obviously has good servers, but just getting the net code and getting iCache and server meshing in, you know, is really going to be the hurdles to clear to make this a great game. So we were over $1 million, and then I went on a shopping spree and bought some guns and bought a Novikov suit. Did some playing around with Captain Burks where I was using gas and bullets and stuff, and so we're slowly building our balance back up to $1 million. It'd be nice in the future if they had like a dress code and you couldn't get into the trading area. You couldn't do some of these things without taking your spacesuit off. Right now, there's no reason to not have your spacesuit on. you have to take your helmet off to eat and
Next
drink.
stop, Pizza Spaceport.
But otherwise, your spacesuit stays on. But they've said in the future that you'll get treated differently by the NPCs depending upon how you look, what you're wearing. They're going to add suit lockers. So when you got off your spaceship, you could store your spacesuit, change into your casual clothes, or likewise your ship would have lockers once you landed somewhere with atmosphere or whatever. That would be kind of nice. Right now, clothing is not really important other than suit selection if you're on one of the extreme planets that are extreme cold or extreme hot. And remember to have your helmet on when you go out the airlock. That's always important. I have to put my garbage on the street today. Collect my garbage, which is all of probably 30 minutes of work. I have some Amazon deliveries coming today. When it all works out right, my Amazon deliveries get here.
We're sorry. You exceeded the allotted time to depart. We will have to return your ship to storage.
That's no problem. We're going to pull it right back out. And then I'm able to break down the cardboard boxes and then get those out with the trash this afternoon.
For your safety, please vacate the area. Thank you for your cooperation.
That's when it works out. It all works out great. It all comes together when they turn out the lights.
Initiating ship storage procedure.
That's right.
For your safety, please vacate the area. Thank you for your cooperation.
We'll just let this store for a second. And when we see Cutlass Black get stored, pull it right back out. When they turn out the lights, 50,000 watts power. And we're pushing overload. The beast is ready to devour all the metal it can hold. Yes, people used to love to play music while they played the games. And because of DMCA, we don't want to stay with the DMCA. You can't really do that unless you go to the trouble of separating it out so it doesn't go across your stream, and then you might be able to hear it, but you're but your viewers can't hear it. So I was always kind of ambivalent about it. Sometimes streamers played music I liked. Sometimes streamers had crap music. Sometimes streamers were doing a total sellout and they would let people pay money to play the songs they wanted. And to be honest, when you did that, more often than not, people had terrible music taste, or they would goof. They would deliberately play bad songs. So I almost would have to say it's a net. It's an overall improvement now that people aren't running wild with music on their streams. But in some cases, there were people who I liked their stream, I liked their content, I liked their gameplay, and I liked the music they played, and that's sad. That's pretty sad. I mean, I've got Amazon Prime, and I can stream. I could do a watch party and stream, like a movie off of Amazon, and everybody that had Prime could listen to it. Why can't we do a thing where I could play Prime music, and anybody that has Amazon Prime could also hear the music? Why can't I do that? And the people that didn't just wouldn't hear the music. And I'm sure somebody's saying somewhere, well, it's because it's licensed differently, and I get that. But it's Jeff effing Bezos,
You are clear to launch.
almost the richest man in the world. It seems like he could make it happen. I understand. Although, all things considered, I'm glad he decided to continue the Expanse. That is that is more important. And a new Expanse comes out tomorrow.
Complete.
And so I should say, I watch The Expanse usually on Thursdays. It comes out on Wednesday. Usually I catch it about a day later.
Landing gear up.
I don't understand why it did that.
Thank you, and please visit again.
But I watched The Expanse on Amazon Prime, and then there's a after show where one of the actors, Wes, and one of the show producers, Ty, and I've been watching that on YouTube after I watch the episode. And so they bring a guest on, somebody related to the show comes on, they talk about things in general, they talk about that particular episode, they kind of review what happened in the episode, and they give you some behind the scenes stuff, and they expand maybe a little bit on what the characters are thinking or the plot points, but they do it in a way that it doesn't spoil future episodes. And usually I picked up on everything that they talk about, but occasionally they'll mention something and I'll go like, dang, I'm going to go back and watch that again. And in fact, okay, let me go set it to H2, there's our space station right there. Our route is set. Spool up. And so that's kind of the double-double. And I was thinking this morning when I was making my coffee, I really don't watch any what you would call TV shows, except for The Expanse now. I do watch a lot of different things on YouTube, which does include some. I do watch some channels, that are like topical news of the day kind of stuff. But it's been 4 or 5 years since I've had television here at home. I just don't care to watch TV. I spend a lot of time on Twitch and YouTube, which you could say, well, if you think TV is a waste of time and you've replaced it with YouTube and Twitch, it's not like you're doing that much better. And so, yeah, you're right. You pick different things for your taste. So I'm not gonna be critical about the person like my sister who watches a whole bunch of these Big Brother and other kinds of situational, non-reality sort of reality shows, or the person that watches a whole bunch of of sports stuff. I'm not going to be critical of them because they could turn right back around and point it at me and say, hey, you spend a lot of time watching people fly spaceships around and some other kind of stuff. So, but it just depends on what makes you happy and what you want to do. So The Expanse makes me happy, and watching it in the after show is something I want to do. Thank you, Jeff Bezos, for bringing me Amazon deliveries and also for saving The Expanse TV show. And I guess indirectly for working with Star Citizen to provide them with AWS hosting. Not saying I agree completely maybe with everything he's done. But you know, credit where credit's due. It looks like I saw something happen on my stream playback.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Where's our landing bay? Oh, there it is. We tend to get the same one over and over.
Landing gear down.
I just turned off cruise control. That would have wrecked me for sure if I hadn't noticed to turn it off. That's why it's good to create patterns where you hit ATC. As soon as you come out of ATC's approval to land, you hit your landing gear. That'll keep you from forgetting, and you cut off cruise control. In that case, I hit landing gear off, but I didn't remember to take cruise control off.
Landing complete.
Landing complete.
Although it's a little bit easier there instead of coming down into one of those hangars. I'll give you that. A Cutlass Black in the, I think it's about $100, $110 now, package is probably a good place for the person that buys a starter package at $40. They play the game for a while, it runs okay on their PC, they enjoy the game, they're able to tolerate the bugs, and instead of trying to earn money in game to upgrade, you know, to buy ships, they instead want to spend some more real. Could have landed a little bit further forward, but that's okay. Want to spend some real world money. Well, when you get to that point, that's the point where you might want to come out of pocket for the additional cost to upgrade your package to the Cutlass Black. Cutlass Black is a decent ship. Doesn't have a toilet. Doesn't have ejector seats. But you can get multi-crew play. You can haul stuff in the back. It's not a, you know, like a dedicated fighter, but you could do PvP, bounty hunting in it. You know, good basic all around ship. In between, there's like some options around $60. There's like the Anvil. There's a Nomad. There's a couple things in between. So what I want to do now is I want to do some mining. I'm going to pull out my Prospector and we'll go out to the Arron Halo belt. AARON HALO BLT. We'll do this, but I want to get up and I want to stretch my legs first. And I want to make another cup of coffee. So I'm going to leave you guys right here looking out the window. Let me get up and do that. I'll be right back. All right, coffee number 2 is being made. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Let's go pull out our prospector. The MISC Prospector. This time. And I just remembered I should probably replace that med thing I used, although I have 2 in my suit. But I'll do it before I forget. Those people that might be pirates seem to be busy with the rescue mission. Okay. So let's do the thing here. We'll go here. We'll go to our suit. We'll go to utility. Med pen. We used one, but we're going to assign another one. Make up for the one that we used. Here's our prospector. It's a mining ship. I was gonna say, come on, server. Waiting on that animation of getting in the ship. Hitch just a second. Looking over at my Twitch dashboard and my stream upload looks pretty good. So I don't think I'm having network problems.
You are clear to launch.
Let's see if I can do a little third person camera deal for you. So you see we put our Put our landing gear and our
Thank you, and please visit again.
I'm gonna crash into something if I fly. I told you, I'm gonna crash into something if I keep flying like this. Okay, so we're above the station. We're in the armistice zone. I'm pointed towards MIC L1. Go to Arc 4, but we're going to stop in the Arron Halo belt. So we didn't go outside the armistice zone, and we pivoted, so somebody may not have gotten a good look at which direction we went if we were being watched. And now we're going to go to this screen, and we're going to cut our drive when we end up between those two rings that are close together. Like, you see where crew L3, the line is going just below it? Those two rings that are close together is where the Arron Halo belt of asteroids are. On the Moby Glass, it looks like it's a little bit further out, but in reality, that's where they are if you're using the map. So what we want to do is we want to, I'm going to hit the I button to cut off engines. There's also another button you can press that'll drop you out of warp. Also, I can't have the screen up. I got to close the screen. Then I have to do it. With any luck, we'll drop out of warp. We'll see that we're surrounded by asteroids, and we can start our mining at that point. This makes it very difficult for somebody to find you, because they essentially would have to see where you were going, start at the same spot, use the same alignment, and cut off their engines at the same time, and then stop within scanner's range of your location. Easier said than done. Okay, so we're in the belt according to our screen. Now we're about in the middle according to the screen, and boom, I hit I.
Engines off.
And here we are. We have
Engines on.
some asteroids. And there's a mineable right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get close to the mineable. Notice I'm going to put it off to the side a little bit so I don't run into it. Very important when you're trying to meet up with somebody else in space, when you're flying at a space station, when you're trying to fly to the mineable, don't fly directly at it. does that one say? I couldn't read the numbers there. That may be a different one. That one's 13. Get close when we get close to it and can stop. I'm gonna go grab my coffee off the coffee maker. So people think this is, like too boring. I find it very peaceful. What I find it very peaceful. So what'll happen is, any of these rocks that you're seeing on your scanner, get close to them, and then they'll start to, like we're under 10K now. So I'm gonna slow down so I don't run past it. But I get them in this, I get right next to them in this center round square. Once you get, within like 4 kilometers or so, you can see they have an outline. Like I think I can see them now. There's 2 right there. Underneath that big one, there's 2 little things. Okay. So clearly that one's 13K. And this one is close. So they keep moving from where I thought they were. See, I thought they were close to this one right here. Now you notice, hold on a second. Was a rock down there. there's a rock right there. Okay, so I'm going to go out of the scanner and into mining mode. And then we're going to slowly approach so we don't fly into
Scan complete.
this rock. Okay. Now we're going to point at it and scan it. And it says it's got quartz, beryl, quantanium, and inert. Now my understanding is the quantanium is the stuff that blows up. You have a timer on it and you got to get back and land or else it'll blow your ass up. So we'll put the laser beam up at 100. Notice charge level's not moving. That's because we're a little bit far out. So we'll sneak closer. Oh, all power, or put more power to the front shields, because if the rock blows up, that's where the damage is going to come from. And there's a lot more likelihood of that than somebody attacking us from the rear. So I'm sneaking closer and I'm watching the charge level. Okay, charge level is just starting to show up. Charge level going up, and we're at 100%, so we can't do anything to make it charge faster except for move the beam around a little bit. Get this rock up some more. What happens is, since I'm at 100, I could cut the power of the beam down when I start getting close to the optimal zone. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to back out slowly instead. That'll give me some extra distance for safety. Slowly coming up. Now, this orange outline on this rock meant that it's too big to be collected. You have to break it up. It's when the outlines change from orange to a purplish blue that you can then just change your mining to the collection, the extraction laser. Collect them. So it looks like we've kind of hit a plateau. So I'm going to sneak a little bit closer. Looks like this rock may be one. We're all the way up against it. This rock may be one that we don't have enough laser power to break. See, I couldn't get it up. I got up close to it, but I couldn't get enough power into it to break it up. Now, if I had some of those different mining heads or those mining consumables, then that might have helped. But, you know, I didn't. And that's okay. That is completely okay. Another rock. Is that the same rock? That's the same rock. See, it's still smoking. And so now my scanner is bugged. All right, I'm putting it back in scanner mode.
Mining mode on.
Take it out of mode.
Mining mode off.
There we go. Is that better? No, it's not better. So right now my my scanning thing is not working right. So I'm gonna this server has 30K. All right, you see somebody set up there 30K. Server's gone down. So let me go get my coffee while we wait for this 30K to come in. So something's going on with this server. I can't get out of my seat. Server's crashing. Now if I blow my ship up, it'll stick me back at the space station, but I don't want to risk bugging it. I'm going to tab out here for a second and look at something real quick. Check on my Amazon orders. Okay, that's out for delivery. That's out for delivery, out for delivery. Okay, so I got a number of things that are indeed out for delivery. But the
Extraction mode on. Mining mode on. Fracturing mode on. Landing gear down. Mining mode off.
so you see, this is really weird. I can do some things,
Landing gear up.
but the scanner's just not working for nothing. can't get up out of my seat. This is taking an absurd amount of time for 30K. Yeah, I can't self-destruct either. So I gotta tell you, I'm gonna just stop the stream here. There's no sense in taking up my stream time waiting for this to fix it. When I get back in game, I can start streaming again, or if it doesn't fix itself, then whatever. Oh, that's true. So, all right, folks. See everybody later. I'm gonna stop streaming. We'll see if this fixes itself or not.